Picture this. You're sitting in your favorite chair, maybe watching the evening news when suddenly your chest feels tight. Not painful exactly, just wrong. Your left arm starts to ache. You think, maybe I pulled something. But deep down, a voice whispers what you don't want to hear. This happens to someone every 36 seconds in America. And if you're alone when it strikes, those first few minutes will determine everything. Your survival depends on what you do next, not what the paramedics do later. I'm going to share 7 steps that could save your life. Step 5 might sound crazy, but it's bought people precious extra minutes when help seemed impossible. If you live alone, or someone you love does, you need to hear this, every single word. Hit that like button right now if you're ready to learn something that matters. And comment, watching, so I know you're here with me. Because what I'm about to tell you isn't just information, it's your lifeline when everything goes wrong. Step 1, recognize early warning signs. Here's what they don't tell you about heart attacks. They don't always announce themselves with crushing chest pain like you see in movies. Sometimes they sneak up quiet, polite almost. Margaret from Ohio wrote to me last month. She felt what she called heavy pressure in her chest while making dinner. No sharp pain, just heaviness. She ignored it for 20 minutes, thinking it was heartburn from lunch. 20 minutes that nearly cost her everything. Your body sends signals before the big event. Pressure in your chest that won't go away. Your arm aches for no reason. You suddenly feel sick to your stomach. You break out in a cold sweat even though you're not hot. Your jaw hurts like you've been grinding your teeth all night. Women especially get tricked by these quiet symptoms. But here's the truth. Your body doesn't lie. When something feels different, really different, trust that feeling. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't wait for it to get worse. The moment you notice any of these signs, assume the worst and act fast. Time isn't just money when your heart's in trouble. Time is everything. Those first golden minutes determine how much of your heart muscle survives. Step 2, call for help. Immediately. Right now, before we go any further, I want you to grab your phone. Look at it. See how easy it is to dial emergency services? Good. Because when your heart's in crisis, that simple action becomes the hardest thing you'll ever do. Your brain will fight you on this. It'll whisper, maybe it's nothing. Don't embarrass yourself. What if you're wrong? Listen to me. Being wrong and alive beats being right and dead every single time. The second you suspect something's wrong, make that call. Don't wait another minute. Don't see if it passes. Don't try to tough it out. Pick up that phone and dial emergency services right now. When you call, speak clearly. Give them your exact address, including apartment number if you have one. Tell them you think you're having a heart attack. Don't say chest discomfort or not feeling well. Use the words heart attack. Those 2 words get you priority response. Keep the phone line open. Don't hang up even if you feel better. The dispatcher needs to stay connected to you. If you collapse, they'll know immediately. If your symptoms change, they need to hear it in real time. And here's something most people mess up. Unlock your front door if you can do it safely. Paramedics need to get to you fast. Every second they spend breaking down your door is a second your heart isn't getting help. Step 3, take aspirin the right way. In your medicine cabinet right now, you probably have one of the most powerful heart attack fighters ever discovered. It's not expensive. It doesn't need a prescription, but it needs to be used exactly right to save your life. Aspirin works by thinning your blood, making it easier for your struggling heart to pump. But here's what most people get wrong. They swallow it whole like they're treating a headache. That's too slow and every second counts. Find a regular aspirin, not the baby kind. You need 325 milligrams. Put it in your mouth and chew it slowly. Yes, it tastes awful. Chew it anyway. Let it dissolve on your tongue. This gets the medicine into your bloodstream in 2 minutes instead of 20. But listen closely. If you're allergic to aspirin, don't take it. If you're on blood thinners already, skip this step. If you have stomach problems that make aspirin dangerous for you, leave it alone. A bleeding stomach won't help your heart. Here's what I want you to do today before you need it. Put 1 aspirin in your bedroom, 1 in your kitchen, and one in your living room. Wherever you spend most of your time, that's where aspirin should be waiting. Don't wait until you're having chest pain to go hunting through medicine bottles. The aspirin isn't magic. It won't stop the heart attack, but it gives your heart a fighting chance until help arrives. Step 4. Position yourself for survival. Your heart is struggling. Every beat takes enormous effort. The last thing you want to do is make that job harder by moving around or panicking. Find the most comfortable place you can sit or lie down. If you're upstairs, don't try to get downstairs. If you're in the kitchen, don't walk to the bedroom. Stay put. Your legs might feel weak anyway. That's your body telling you to stop moving. Sit up slightly if possible. Lying completely flat makes your heart work harder to pump blood to your brain. If you have a recliner, that's perfect. If not, prop yourself up with pillows against a wall or couch. Here's what's happening inside your body right now. Your heart muscle isn't getting enough oxygen-rich blood. Parts of it might be dying. Every extra demand you put on your heart, walking, climbing stairs, even getting upset, steals oxygen from the parts that desperately need it. Stay calm. I know that sounds impossible when you think you might be dying, but panic floods your system with stress hormones that make your heart race faster. Your struggling heart can't handle that extra speed right now. Breathe slowly and deeply. Don't hold your breath. Don't hyperventilate. Just breathe normally, maybe a little slower than usual. Think about something peaceful if you can. Your favorite place, a good memory, anything that doesn't make your pulse race. You're doing everything right. Help is coming. Your job now is to stay as still and calm as possible until they arrive. Step 5. The cough that could save you. This next step sounds strange, and some doctors argue about it. But when you're alone and think you might pass out, strange might be exactly what saves your life. If you feel lightheaded, if your heart starts beating irregularly, if you think you might faint, try this. Take a deep breath and cough hard. Then do it again every 2 seconds. Deep breath, hard cough. Deep breath, hard cough. This technique works by creating pressure in your chest that helps squeeze blood through your arteries. It's like giving your heart a helping hand when it's struggling to pump effectively. Think of it as CPR that you can do on yourself. But here's the important part. Only do this if you're conscious and alert. If you're confused or barely awake, don't try it. This isn't a substitute for real medical care. It's a way to buy yourself extra time until help arrives. Some people have used this technique to stay conscious long enough for paramedics to reach them. Others have used it to restart their heart when it stopped beating properly. I'm not saying it works for everyone, but when you're alone and scared, having something to do can make all the difference. Keep coughing every 2 seconds until you feel better or help arrives. Don't stop because you feel silly. Your life is worth more than your embarrassment. And if someone asks you later why you were coughing so much, you can tell them it might have saved your life. Step 6. Stay put. Don't drive. Right about now, your brain might be telling you to get in the car and drive yourself to the hospital. After all, you know where it is. You could be there in 10 minutes. The ambulance might take longer. Stop. Do not get behind the wheel of a car. I know this is hard to hear when you're scared and want to take action. Driving feels like doing something instead of just waiting. But driving during a heart attack is like playing Russian roulette with yourself and everyone else on the road. Tom from Arizona didn't listen to this advice. He felt chest pain at home, got in his truck, and made it exactly 4 blocks before he passed out and crashed into a telephone pole. He survived, but the woman in the other car didn't. That's a weight he'll carry forever. When your heart isn't pumping properly, your brain doesn't get enough oxygen. You might feel fine 1 second and lose consciousness the next. No warning, no chance to pull over safely. You could kill an innocent family and die in the process. Even if you think you feel well enough to drive, you're not thinking clearly. Your judgment is compromised. Your reaction time is slower. Your vision might be affected. Everything that makes you a safe driver is working at half capacity. If emergency services are delayed and you absolutely must get to a hospital, call someone else to drive you. A neighbor, a friend, anyone. Even calling a taxi is safer than driving yourself. But the best choice is always to wait for trained medical professionals who can start treatment on the way to the hospital. Step 7. Prepare before you need it. Everything I've told you so far assumes you'll remember it when your world is falling apart. But when you can't breathe properly and your chest feels like it's in a vice, your memory becomes your enemy. Write this down. Not tomorrow, not next week. Right now. Get a piece of paper and write down these 7 steps. Put 1 copy on your refrigerator. Put another by your bed. Put a third in your wallet or purse. Make sure your emergency contacts are easy to find, not buried in your phone under cute nicknames, but written clearly where anyone can see them. When paramedics arrive, they need to know who to call. They need to know your medical history, your medications, your allergies. Consider getting a medical alert system or a smartwatch with emergency features. When you're having a heart attack, pushing 1 button might be easier than dialing a phone. Some systems automatically call for help if they detect you've fallen or if your heart rhythm becomes dangerous. Keep a sprint where you can reach it easily. Not in a medicine cabinet you have to stand up to reach. Not in a bottle with a child-proof cap that takes forever to open. Right there next to your bed, in your kitchen, wherever you spend time. Tell someone you trust about these steps. Your children, your neighbors, your friends. They might be the ones who find you someday. They need to know what you've learned. They need to know how to help you when you can't help yourself. Let's be honest about something. The idea of having a heart attack when you're alone is terrifying. It's one of those fears that wakes you up at 3 a.m. sometimes. What if nobody finds me? What if I can't get help? What if this is how it ends? I get it. That fear is real and it's normal. But here's what I want you to understand. You're not as helpless as you think you are. You have more control than you realize. Knowledge is power, and now you have knowledge that most people don't. You know the warning signs that others ignore. You know to call for help immediately while others waste precious minutes hoping it will pass. You know about aspirin and positioning and coughing techniques that could keep you alive when everything seems hopeless. Most people who have heart attacks don't know any of this. They're caught completely off guard, making it up as they go along. You're different now. You have a plan. You've thought this through when your mind was clear and calm. Does that guarantee you'll survive if this happens to you? I won't lie to you about that, but it dramatically improves your odds. It gives you the best possible chance when you need it most. And here's something else to remember. You're tougher than you think you are. You've survived challenges before. You've faced scary situations and come through them. This isn't different. It's just another problem that needs solving, and now you know how to solve it. You now know more about surviving a heart attack alone than 95% of people will ever learn. But surviving the heart attack is just the beginning. What happens in the hours and days afterward? How do you recover? How do you prevent it from happening again? The decisions you make in the first week after a heart attack determine whether you'll live for 5 more years or 25 more years. The foods you eat, the medications you take, the activities you avoid or embrace, they all matter more than you realize. And what about your family? How do you talk to them about what happened? How do you balance their fear with your need for independence? How do you convince them you're safe to live alone when you're not even sure yourself? These are the questions that keep heart attack survivors awake at night. Questions their doctors don't have time to answer. Questions that determine not just how long you'll live, but how well you'll live. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to Seniors Health. In my next video, I'm going to share the 5 mistakes that heart attack survivors make in their first month of recovery. Mistakes that can trigger a second, deadlier heart attack. Comment below and tell me, do you live alone? Have you ever had a health scare that made you realize how unprepared you were? Your story might help someone else who's watching this right now, feeling scared and alone.